The world is changing, and as we know, digital marketing is changing as fast as anything in the world, and we need to know what's going on out there in order to keep up with it and to operate best practice and to learn from what's working and what isn't working. And a client actually did say to me recently, we thought we had all that marketing stuff sorted out and then someone went and invented the internet. Well, it was a few years ago now, so we'd better get used to it, and we've got to incorporate the internet into our marketing plans. Here is a great quote about the world changing, and not necessarily from a source you would expect to say this. To find something comparable, you have to go back 500 years to the printing press, the birth of mass media, which incidentally is what really destroyed the old world of kings and aristocracies. Technology is shifting power away from the editors, the publishers, the establishment, the media elite. Now it's the people who are taking control. Quote from Rupert Murdoch in Wired magazine. Apparently he really did say this. He's speaking as one of the publishers, the establishment, the media elite, and he gets it. He knows that things are changing. And there's a big debate going on at the moment, as you will be aware, between Murdoch and Google. For instance, should all Rupert Murdoch's content be available to users via Google for free? Can he put up paywalls, therefore you have to pay to access that content, in which case he wouldn't want Google being able to access it, and therefore people are getting around the paywall. So there's a fundamental argument going on. And the deeper comment and the deeper issue is, should people be prepared to pay for quality content? If not, if they expect it for free, then who would ever be a journalist? Because there's no money in it. And that raises all kinds of questions about society and ownership of copyright and people creating things, which is a very big debate indeed. Let's just consider the three biggest countries on Earth. Number one is probably obvious, China. Secondly, in terms of population, it would be India. But third, in terms of population, with 350 million inhabitants, as it were, would be Facebook, which just shows where Facebook has got to after its launch in 2004. It is now, numerically speaking, bigger than the United States and growing all the time. An amazing situation. We all recognize this thing, the iPod. It was launched in 2001, it hasn't even been going 10 years yet. Anyone know how many have been sold up to January 2010? Well, the answer is 250 million, which is to me an amazing figure. These things didn't exist 10 years ago. And maybe Steve Jobs just looks a little tiny bit smug there, and I think he's got something to be proud of. This really was an amazing device, and they're still going strong. And these are devices which change the world, change how we consume music, and there will be more devices of this sort. Maybe the iPhone is one as well. This is very interesting in terms of this word cyberspace. It's funny how jargon comes and goes in the world of internet marketing, and we don't hear much about the information superhighway anymore. We don't even hear about cyberspace, which we're going to talk about here, and maybe soon online and offline will seem like bizarre, quaint terms. Anyway, the quote is, less than a decade ago, people described the act of going online as venturing into some foreign realm called cyberspace. But that metaphor no longer applies. MySpace, Flickr, and all the other newcomers aren't places to go, but things to do. Ways to express yourself, means to connect with others and extend your own horizons. Cyberspace was somewhere else. The web is where we live. And that was in Newsweek, which I think is a great quote. The web is where we live.